Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you 2 furniture flips that I did for my Get It Done challenge. If you like this kind of content, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and of course find me on Instagram at Nicole North Garden. Here we go. It's an exciting day. It's Get It Done Challenge Day. This is the quarantine edition. I thought since we were all stuck at home anyway, it would be great to sponsor a Get It Done challenge during this time. The idea with this challenge is that you pick a project off your list, whatever that might be, and get it done, and then make a video and post it to the playlist. So I chose to do 2 furniture flips for my Get It Done challenge. These are projects that have been on my list for a while, and so I was really happy to have an excuse to finally get it done. And I hope that after you watch my video, you'll go ahead and check out the playlist, which I will link in the description box below, as well as at the end of my video. And thank you to all who participated in this challenge. As always, it's fun to do collaborations with all of you. So let's get into the video.
The first piece of furniture I wanted to deal with for the Get It Done challenge is this little nightstand. I picked it up off the trash years ago, and then within the last 2 years, the bottom drawer broke, but I just kept using it, and it was just a broken piece of furniture in my family room. So I did decide to paint it. Outside of this footage, I did sand it down a little bit just to rough up the finish. And then I decided I would use my same Rust-Oleum linen white that I use on many things. So I did wipe down each area with a rag before I painted it, and then I gave it 2 good coats of Rust-Oleum white, linen white paint. For the one drawer that is left, I sanded it down a little bit and then gave it 2 coats of my Rust-Oleum aged gray chalk paint. And then once all the paint was dry, I took my rag and got my Rust-Oleum aged glaze and applied a little bit of aged glaze into all the cracks and crevices. You just wipe it on and wipe it off until it looks the way you want it to. And I did the same with the body of the nightstand as well.
It's good, I like that.
And once everything was dry, I came in with my Rust-Oleum matte clear and I put a coat of it on the top of the nightstand as well as on the drawer, just to give it a little added protection. Off camera, I used my Rust-Oleum aged bronze spray paint to change the color of the hardware. I really like how it turned out. And then I went ahead and put the hardware back on the next morning once everything was dry. Now, I still had to deal with the problem of the broken bottom drawer. Before our stay-at-home order, I had purchased this basket to use in the bottom, but I needed to put a brace for it. Ideally, I would put a shelf down below, but I don't have the wood for that right now, and I'm not going out to get anything. So I decided to just use these little pieces of wood from my garage to act as a brace. So I painted each of them white and then put them into the bottom, and that holds the basket up so that it doesn't fall through the bottom of the nightstand.
It's a lot of work. All right, now, aha, woo, yes, fantastic. What do you think, Mom? Looks great. I love it.
And here's what the finished piece looks like. I absolutely adore how it turned out. It's in my family room. I used the basket to store vintage linens that I use to decorate all the time. And then I used some baskets and things to organize other decorative items into the drawer. And then I added some decor to the top of it. Before I share with you my next project, I wanted to share with you this Get It Done project sent in by a subscriber friend. She took the top of this bookshelf, which had collected some clutter, and cleaned it up and made a beautiful display space for some decor in her home. Thank you for sharing with me what you got done for this Get It Done challenge.
All right, this is my next project for my Get It Done challenge. I've had this table for years. It came from my mother-in-law. It's missing its center brace, so it's very wobbly. See, that's supposed to have a center brace, but that's fine because it just goes behind our couch It is in terrible shape. So I'm going to paint it white, and I'm going to put a little stencil on it, which this usually has 2 lamps, which you can even kind of see where they were. So the stencil will be mostly covered, but I'll do it in different areas. So based on, you know, what objects I put on the table, that's, you know, some parts of the stencil will show. So that's the plan.
So with this table, I did come in first and give it a good sanding to get a lot of the old finish off. And then I did wipe it down with a damp rag. You can see it's kind of wobbly, and Chris and I plan to put a brace in the bottom of the table once we can get out of the house to buy the right wood. Then I went ahead and used my roller this time to give it 2 coats of white paint. I did not use chalk paint. I used a flat white paint that I had in the house.
Table is painted. And now I'm stenciling it. I didn't show you this yet because I was trying to do 2 different techniques. So this is a new technique. This is using Mod Podge. You use Mod Podge to seal the stencil. This is using what I normally do, which is white paint. And despite this little error, I goofed it, I bumped it with a brush. I actually like the way the ones, I don't know if you can really tell a difference from the camera, but I like the way the ones with the with the white paint look better. They're just a little crisper. These have like almost an orangey hue. Look, you can kind of see it there. It's almost like, it's very strange. So, but I plan to just do like a, you know, I don't know, a trail of birds across the table just to give it a little something different. And then I'm going to antique the whole thing and sand some of the paint off and even scuff up some of the stenciling so it doesn't look so new. And that's how I'm gonna go.
Unfortunately, the footage of me actually doing the stenciling got messed up, but basically what I did was place the stencil where I wanted the birds and then put a coat of white paint over the birds that I was going to stencil, let the white paint dry a little bit, and then I would put my gray paint on top of it and then remove the stencil. That's what I was talking about with the white paint versus the Mod Podge, and I do apologize about the footage.
All right, and here's the finished product. I love it. It does actually still need a top coat, but because of the situation in the world, I don't have the top coat I want to use, which is a polyacrylic, and I don't have a brush with which to apply it. It looks a little streaky because I just wiped it down, but I am very happy with how it turned out. So much better than where it started. And I love the birds. They won't all show because I'll have lamps on here and things, but it's just a little, you know, something extra, a little something different than just the norm of what I usually do. So.
And here's the finished table tucked back behind my couch again and decorated. I love how the birds look peeking out from under the decorative objects. It's just a little bit of whimsy. And I love the white because the dark finish before kind of made it like a hole back there, and this just reflects the light, which is really nice. Now that you've watched my video, I'd love it if you'd click this link and watch the other videos on the Get It Done Challenge playlist for lots of ideas and inspirations. Until my next video, thanks for watching.